Eagles Vikings coming at you on Monday Night Football and NFL Week 2, and coming your way on today's show, a preview for that game. A pivotal matchup in the NFC, which at the end of the year could have playoff implications. But first, got to give a shout out to our brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports and on Philadelphia Eagles Now, Vincero Collective. Stylish, quality, affordable watches like the one that I'm rocking right now. You see this face. It's absolutely legit. You know what's also legit? 20% off, free shipping if you use the promo code CHAT by plugging in that link at the bottom of your screen, VinceroCollective.com/chat. We'll put that link in the comment section and the description of this video. Before we expand our thoughts on this matchup on Monday Night Football between two of the most talented teams in the NFC, we're going to be doing a watch party for it on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Live play-by-play, audience interaction, chopping it up with the Bird Gang, taking down some beers, shotguns, taking shots, because we make it litty here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Make sure you subscribe and hang out with us. So the stage is really set for the Eagles home opener at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philadelphia on Monday night. Kickoff, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. You know the deal. For those of you on the West Coast, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. And what's very, very interesting about this matchup, with both teams coming off a victory, Eagles against the Lions in Week 1, Packers thumping the Vikings packing the Green Bay Packers. Eagles are only 1-point home favorites, so pretty much usually you get 3 points on the spread if you're the home team. Vikings are pretty much favorites in this game. Are the Eagles getting disrespected? Over under set at 50.5, so Vegas expecting some points to be scored. Who you got in this matchup? Want to hear from everybody right now down below in the comment section. Are you going with the Birds? If so, fly Eagles fly down below into the comment section. Type PHI. If you like the Vikings to pull off the quote-unquote upset, type MIN. In my initial season prediction, I had the Vikings winning. I think it's going to be a very, very close game in South Philly. As for what the Vikings did in Week 1, at home against the Green Bay Packers. And keep in mind that the Packers, without Davante Adams, obviously, which is a huge loss for Aaron Rodgers and a lot of young wide receivers on that team, but also the Packers were without Elgin Jenkins as well as David Bakhtiari. So the offensive line was down and the Vikings were able to feast. Final score, 23-7. Aaron Rodgers, he went through some fits throughout that afternoon. 23 of 34, $195 with a pick. Aaron Jones, only 5 carries for 49 yards. Romeo Doubs, 4 receptions, 37 yards. And Kirk Cousins, he had a day. 23 of 32, 277, 2 touchdowns. Who even had a better day? Justin Jefferson, who the Eagles, of course, passed up on for Jalen Reagor, who is making his return to Philadelphia. 9 grabs, $184 for JJ, and then Dalvin Cook running the football well, 20 carries, 90 yards. So you already know that the Vikings are a very talented team, and the fact that they moved off of Mike Zimmer with the new coaching staff, I think they're actually better suited to actually be a factor in the NFC. Obviously, the huge key for the Birds on Monday night comes down to stopping Justin Jefferson. With what he's been able to do throughout his entire NFL career since coming out of LSU, but also what he did in Week 1 against the Green Bay Packers, in which he went off, in which he was unstoppable, and you already know that he's going to do his little dance if he gets to pay dirt. 9 catches, 184 yards against the division-hated rival in Green Bay. Average yards per catch of 20.4 with 2 tutties. And Justin Jefferson has emerged as one of the best wide receivers in the game. And a lot of people can make the argument that Justin Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Now, I'm expecting better games from players who are going to probably defend Justin Jefferson in Darius Slay, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, maybe even James Bradbury will be matched up against Justin Jefferson. If they decide to put him on the right side, put him on the left side, in the slot, out wide, that is certainly something to monitor in this game. And then another key outside of Justin Jefferson, you have to pressure Kirk Cousins. No quarterbacks in the NFL, especially the pocket guys, are the same QBs when there are defenders in their face, at their feet, when they are getting pressured or hit. But if Kirk Cousins has a clean pocket, good night for Philadelphia. I think the Vikings end up pulling off the upset because the Eagles in Week 1 against Jared Goff, who wasn't the same caliber quarterback as Kirk Cousins, only generated 1 sack. And Kirk Cousins is one of those quarterbacks where if he's not getting pressured, it's like he's just slinging the rock in the backyard. 23 of 32 against the Packers. 277 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 118.9. You get in his face, you feed off the home crowd in the home opener with the Philly faithful on hand, and Kirk Cousins might choke like he often does on primetime football. But if you don't, then Kirk Cousins will tear you apart like he's done oftentimes with the Washington Redskins back in the day. So with that, I do want to ask you this. Who needs to step up defensively for the Philadelphia Eagles? I think Jonathan Gannon obviously is a right answer because technically he files under that tab defensively. But I want to see more from Hassan Reddick. I want to see Jordan Davis get more snaps, as well as Nakobe Dean. Drop me a name right now in the comment section down below. As I mentioned off the top of the program, we are brought to you and presented by Vincero Collective. Promo code chat. And you get 20% off and free shipping if you head to vincerocollective.com/chat. For me, I think watches are a huge addition to your wardrobe because they have versatility to them where you can wear them with any single outfit. And all of the different styles that Vincero has with their watches, it allows you to do the same. And there are 3 words that come to mind when I think about their products. And they're all really important for how I look on air or off of it. Stylish, quality, versatility. Vincero designs everything in-house, sources their own materials, and produces in small batches. They are committing to doing things well or not doing them at all. For all the boss men and women out there, their watches are a must, and they can elevate your look with the twist of the wrist. And for all of you who are playing fantasy football, you can walk in front of your homies, you come stepping with your crew, and if you're rocking one of these watches, you don't have to wait for your fantasy football payout when you win that championship to get one of these, especially with our deal. From quality you can feel to the style that you can't deny, Vincero Collective guarantees to up your game. Take a picture of your new Vincero watch and send it to your fantasy league group text and let them know what you bought with your future winnings. But here's the deal. They can only offer this big of a discount for a limited time only. So don't wait or it'll be too late. 20% off, free shipping site-wide by inserting the code CHAT at vincerocollective.com/chat. Appreciate all of your support of Philadelphia Eagles now, and we greatly appreciate the support of a brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports. Moving forward with our preview for this Vikings game. In week 1, with Nick Sirianni going for it on 4th down a couple of times, not only does that win over the locker room, but analytically now, with how the game is played, I think it's even more important to stay aggressive, to one, not show any fear to the opponent, but also put your foot on the opponent's throat and always go for the kill shot. And that's what Sirianni did. The 4th and goal call with Jalen Hurts on the QB sneak, which was a great design, by the way. Had a little mesh concept on the outside. Hurts was able to pull it and run it in easily. And then midfield to ice the game, up 3. Lions come through with the stop. Eagles might lose that football game. It would have been a disaster. Nick Sirianni went for it. As for the Eagles' defensive line, I think it really comes down to this. They generate a pass rush, as I said a little bit earlier. They get pressure on Kirk Cousins. They bother him and sack him, take him down in the backfield. I think the defensive line can win this game because the Vikings' offensive line is Minnesota's biggest weakness. Great opportunity for this Eagles front to eat up on Monday Night Football. And as we progress throughout this season and get closer and closer to the playoffs, this Eagles defensive line can really be the deciding factor in a lot of these matchups against a team like Minnesota that has a porous offensive line. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Josh Sweat. I want to see more from you, and I want to see more of Jordan Davis on the field. Jonathan Gannon, I'm talking to you. And what the Eagles did in week 1 and what they gave up and surrendered defensively, some problematic trends continue for Jonathan Gannon's scheme and what he calls, but also him just being a defensive coordinator. I mean, against the Lions, I understand it's week 1, don't have a lot of time to prepare. 35 points surrendered, though. 9 of 14 on 3rd down, 28 carries for $181. That's 6.5 yards per carry. You only generated 1 sack for 10 yards, and the Lions, 4 of 4 in the red zone. If these numbers here are replicated on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings, Eagles are not winning this game. So with that, I ask you this. Predict the score. Birds, Vikings, a rematch of the 2017 NFC Championship game. Who takes the dub? I actually think the Vikings are going to win this game in a very close one. I'm going 28-24. Hate me if you want, but at some point the Eagles are going to fall, and I think this is too good of a test this early in the season given the problems with this defense. Let me know, and as always, appreciate all of you for tuning in.